Hey everybody, welcome back to my layout. This will be a layout update for May 2022. Let's take a look at what's new on the layout. So you saw in the opening there, been some really nice weather up here. Trees are blooming, the grass is getting green, so I've been out doing yard work and stuff like that. And to be honest, I haven't done a whole lot down here last month, but we'll quickly go over the few things that I did do. Last month I talked about changing out the bushings in this guy. So I did, and I'll show you what those look like. I'm learning all about these printers, the interesting things in model railroad that you learn that you never would have thought you would have ever been messing with. But these are the slide rail bushings, so I changed these out. They were pretty inexpensive actually, they're about 20 bucks. And it's that chrome bar you can see in there. That's what the print head slides back and forth on. So I changed those out, and it did improve it. I don't think it's 100%. It's still kind of making a weird noise. And I have one more bushing that I need to change out, and this one goes on the back of the print head. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to put that one on. I think that'll return it to 100%. So I did do one print with the new bushings, and it worked out really well, and it's printing quite nicely. So I did finish the 2-2 print for Marantz Curve. I just haven't cut it out yet, so that's sitting there ready to go, and maybe on a rainy day here in the next couple weeks I'll get around to cutting that one out and seeing what that looks like. So that's the only real progress here on the Marantz Curve side. I did a little bit of maintenance. I'll show you here quick. As I was painting track, I came across some errors in my track laying, and I'll show you what we did to fix that. So as I was prepping everything for airbrush and track last month, I was kind of taking a close look at stuff, doing the scenic ties here in the gaps of the flex track, and I came across this stub siding. This is at Lake Louise. So this is code 83 on the main lines, and then it goes from code 83 switches down to code 70. Pretty sure that's what it was. It's been a few years now. Oh yeah, I've got it written there, code 70. So what I had done is, you can see there's a piece of styrene here to help that transition, because going from code 83 to 70, there's like, it's almost a millimeter. It's quite a big drop. And I also didn't put the sound deadening rubber on the siding, so that also dropped it down another full 1/8 of an inch. You can see the black rubber here on the main line. And that was just to try and get that look of the sidings, because usually sidings, the track profile is quite a bit lower. They just don't put as much effort into, you know, the drainage and stuff. They're more sunken into the ground. So I wanted to have that look. So the Lake Louise sidings, you know, they're all well over an 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16 lower in the main line. So when I had done that, this one was pretty good. And then I realized that I hadn't done a good job. I just used the joiners and put it together, and that was it. So I had this like 1 millimeter drop off basically on the rail, so you can't have that. It's, you know, like equipment rides up over it all rough and stuff. So I took the hobby knife and I basically put a blade out as far as I could, and then just sliced underneath and released the silicone. So you can see here it's not really secured down, and it goes like 6 to 8 inches past, and that way that allows the track to just float up nicely into that joint where it goes from 70 to 83. And then I did the proper joint where you crush one side of a code 83 rail joiner, and then the code 70 sits on top, and then you solder it. So there was a couple little fixes there, and should result in some more reliable track work down the road. One other little minor fix from last month, if you remember, I was showing off my Jordan spreaders, so proud, and then I realized that I had lettered them both with the same road number. So I fixed the proper road number on this guy, so it's now 402889. The other one's 887. So really easy to fix. I don't spray clear coat usually on my deckled stuff. Like I don't know, I never have. And that way you can always come back and fix them if you want. So it's really easy. You just, you know, wet the waterside decal again, and then it just comes up. Peeled it off, put the 9 on there, and then some microsol, a few coats of that, and let it dry, and it's back to fix. So one nice thing about not clear coating decals, I don't know if it's right or wrong, I just don't usually do it after I put decals on, and at least you can come back and fix stuff. Had I clear coated that, that would have been a pain to try and fix that thing. One thing I started doing here, and this is a shout out to my friend Scott there on the Kicking Horse and Crowsnest layout. He showed me this when we were down there visiting his layout. He was doing a similar thing. And a car went by and he had this piece of electrical tape on the top of it, a little square. It's a super smart idea. It's a bad order system. So I started doing it too, and I went with blue because, like, you know, boo, bad order type thing. So when I have an issue, and a lot of times when you're running big trains, you know, I'll have the train will come apart in the exact same spot every time. Like, it'll always be the same car, the same direction, the same speed will cause something to uncouple over and over again. And a lot of times I would just ignore it or put the train back together. And the number of times it happens, you know, by the time the train makes a full kind of lap around again, you forgot about it, or you're running something different. So this way, now when something uncouples or there's something happening, whether it's on the track, Lurk itself, or a train, I have a roll of blue electrical tape and I put a little blue square on there, and that's a reminder for days, rainy days when I'm working on my workbench or something. These are just little quick fix projects, and it works super well. So huge shout out to Scott. That's a great system. I've fixed 3 kind of nagging, annoying coupler issues I've had. A lot of times it's on my intermodal trains, and they're always a little bit sensitive because they're so light. And, you know, you got some Atlas cars mixed in with some A-Line, mixed in with Walthers. And it's been a really good system, and I've fixed 3 of those really annoying kind of fixes. So there's one more here I got to do when I get around to it. And this is probably, well, yeah, this is an Atlas car, so it's got one of those Accumate Atlas couplers. I think it's Accumate, but doesn't play nice with everything else. So when I get around to it, I'll change this out with a probably a KD58, and everything will be good. So really neat little easy way to identify bad orders and fix those nagging issues on your layout. So the only other thing I've got to update you guys on is a tree count. So I did build a few more racks of trees, and we're at 707 as of today. And you can see I probably won't be doing any trees for a while, or at least until I fix this thing. Looks like my daughter's, one of her treasure chests needs a little TLC. So I'll be fixing that thing up. But yeah, that's all I've got for layout update, guys. I've been really busy with other kind of stuff and side projects. I'll show you kind of what the plans for summer are going to be. So as you know, I'm up in Canada, and our summers are very fleeting up here. So as soon as it's nice out, you know, we're outside doing yard work, getting the yard all nice, planting the garden, getting everything, basically just spending every day outside. So that's the main reason why I haven't been spending a lot of time down here. But I have got a couple other side projects I've been working on, and kind of really exciting to spend more time with. So the first one is my brother and I bought a tractor for our farm. It's a 1978 Massey Ferguson 1085. So we're gonna fix that thing up, maybe paint it eventually someday. Get a cab kit for it, everything, you know, and have this, you know, it's our first piece of equipment on the family farm. We're going to be helping out my dad this summer with it. So really excited for that. I'll throw some pictures of it in here. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I've always been a fan of those 1970s era Massey Fergusons. I drove one when I was a kid. So I'm really excited to spend time with my brother working on that. You know, we're going to do some other stuff too, like change out the lights and upgrade it to all LEDs, probably rewire the whole thing, bring it up to the modern era. The other thing I've been spending time on is my brother and I, when we were kids, we had a 1980 Honda CT70. So those were the mini trail bikes. That's what I learned to ride a motorcycle on. So my brother and I bought one of those too, and it was a non-runner, and I've just been really enjoying. I got it in the garage and just like fixing it up, getting it running. I got it running. Spent a bunch of time there last month. It had sat in a shed for like 5 years, and all the gas had gone rotten in it, and the carb was plugged up and everything. So I'll throw some pictures of that in here. So I'm also excited to spend a bunch of time getting that thing fixed up. I got some parts coming for it. We're going to get it running tip top and then maybe restore it as well. So that'll be another kind of project this summer. Not train related, and it's probably going to take away from the layout, but just it's been fun. Really enjoying the kind of mechanical side of that stuff and learning that and spending more time doing that. So the trains will still be here, and I'll probably, you know, rainy days, storms, stuff like that, be down here working away, but for the most part, it's probably going to slow down in summer. I don't know if I'm going to do layout update videos. You might not see them. We'll see how it goes. If I don't have much, if I don't have any update progress to show you guys, I probably just won't do update videos, and then maybe we'll return again in September. So I'm just really looking forward to spending time with family and friends and just enjoying the nice weather. So as always, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.